Okay, real quick, just want to share what we've done to adapt ND filters with cinema primes. In case you don't want to use a really big, heavy matte box or drop-in filters, we tend to change lenses quite a bit for different shots. So I just needed a way that was quick, fast, very lightweight, easy to cut down the amount of light coming into cinema prime lenses. Now, for regular lenses like this, if you don't want to use the filters that thread on the front of the lens, I kind of mentioned this before, we're using the Photodiox ND Throttle. It's basically a lens adapter. It'll adapt to something like your Micro Four Thirds or Sony camera bodies, and then you can adapt other lenses to your camera. And this variable ND filter sits behind the lens. So as you swap lenses through the day, you never have to think about an ND filter. This right here sits behind the lens. So you just mount whatever lens you want on top, and then you just dial in the ND exposure that you want. Works really, really well. The problem though is with the cinema primes, I can do the same ND throttle technique on a smaller camera body, but when you start going to something like a Blackmagic Production 4K or even the Mini Ursa here, you can't use adapters. It's a native Canon EF to a Canon EF lens. So you have to use ND filters at the front. Now, I don't want to always bring a matte box with the drop-in filters. As I said, it gets big, it gets bulky, and you can't swap lenses as quickly. So here's kind of what we came up with. Now, there are no threads, so you can't thread filters on there. Basically, we printed a clamp, and then it holds a 145 millimeter ND filter. Now, this is 114 mil diameter, and so to get a matte box that fits 114 mil ND is pretty big. It's not your small ND, matte boxes that you see out there. It's going to be a much bigger matte box because it has to hold the bigger filter so that you don't get obstruction of view. So anyways, but in order to adapt ND filters to the front of this, you want to use something a bit more oversized. Now luckily, Photodiox makes a 145 millimeter filter for their Wonderpana system, and that system is designed to work with very wide angle lenses. So that's why the filter size is very oversized so that you don't get any obstruction of view. So fortunately, it is oversized for this as well. So we made this clamp here, it's just 3D printed, and it basically slides over. Now on the side here, you have these little tabs. This is where a little screw goes. So you can clamp it down and it fits perfectly over this. Now something like this is going to allow you to use an ND filter over your Canon CN-E or even your Zeiss CP.2 or other filters out there that use 114 millimeter diameter, which is fairly standard across a lot of cinema primes. So this right here will alleviate a lot of the matte boxes and drop-in filter use that you may have to do. So just to show you, this is a more finished version. As you can see, it's a lot slimmer. We decided to make it a lot smaller. There's no angle, so that now the filter fits flush up against the lens. That really reduces any possible obstruction of view. Basically, the glass is sitting right up against the lens hood here. So this one also has a little clamp here where I can add a little screw and a nut. Just 3D printed, but it just fits over just like this. And there you go. We have an ND filter, static ND filter placed on top of our cinema primes. Works really well. If I need to swap out lenses, I don't have to deal with the bulky heavy matte boxes. I don't have to deal with the drop-in filters or anything like that. Very simple solution. So anyways, just thought I'd share that with you guys, in case you guys want to make something like this yourself. This is 3D printed. If it's something you're interested in, let me know. Maybe we can make some more of these guys for you. Very cool. Works with the Wonderpana 145 millimeter filters, which they make polarizers and different stops of NDs, so you can cut down different densities. And again, it works great with the Rokinon XEENs, Canon CN-E, Zeiss CP.2s, or anything with the 114 mil. But if you have a different size lens, it can be made for that lens as well. So anyway, just thought I'd share it. Really cool solution that we came up with, very lightweight, easy to manage. But for more information about this stuff, leave some comments at Cheesycam.com.